Really cool here. I went at a friend's birthday party that we went to last night and found myself at home walking the dog at 10 last night in a pretty good breeze and 51 degrees. So we're definitely a bit colder than we should be at this time of year. Must mean the wind is from the north, and it certainly was last night. Still a lot more rain in the forecast. We have a respite today, but more coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with cool temps. Then we're supposed to get a warm up. And the winter wheat crop is made right now as far as grains go, row crops go. We'll probably start seeing articles on delayed planting in corn country. And corn, depending on where you are and the variety that you choose, is 120 to 100. Some can be as up 150 days to maturity. And it's real important when you get it in the ground. And the yield is really tied to high moisture, high humidity, very tight temperature band when corn begins to flower and pollinate. So that could add some volatility to the grain markets, which have been reasonably quiet of late. So there could be some opportunities in beans and corn coming. The overnight news, China's HSBC's PMI number came in higher than last month's but less than forecast. The only thing that beat in Europe and the UK's economic sphere was the UK's retail sales were higher than forecast. Germany and France's numbers came in lower. Somehow the EU managed to keep their manufacturing PMI as forecast, but even with Germany and France is lower. So the economic news continues to show economic softening around the globe. Not uniformly, some numbers are better than others. The more susceptible a number is to smoothing, the more the number it becomes questionable that the agencies come up with. And it's really not the fault of the people in the agencies. These people would like to report it the way, but they don't keep their bosses happy. They lose their jobs. They don't get the promotions that they need. And the name of the game is for a bureaucrat is promotions, getting more people in square footage under your control. So these people are pretty sensitive to political pressure from both administrations. Less so to Republican, more so to Democrat. So here we are. We're basically at our 12 to 16, which is our initial resistance area. 16, so 15s to 19s would be sell 1. 23, 27, sell 2. On the buy side, because we have a B, we might be able to actually get a little lower. We're going to start out 1 to 5 because we do have news this morning. Jobless claims at 270K. It could be what takes us down. And then 25 to 29. If the jobless claims number comes in at 285, 290, we won't get a chance to buy it at 127.05. 9 will be the number. So we got some news to get through first. Jobless claims 270. Chicago National Activity Index. This is a pretty good measure of economic activity. The economists pay a lot of attention to it. The market really doesn't. 0 means economic activity is neutral. A positive number means it's expanding. Negative number means it's contracting. It usually trades between plus and minus a tenth. Philly Fed at 8. This number could come in lower than forecast. Existing home sales. The housing numbers have, generally speaking, been higher than forecast. So it's at 5.22. This one could come in higher than forecast. LAI at 0.3. Again, no one pays any attention to it because of the interest rate component. Back when we had interest rates that could fluctuate and vary, if interest rates were moving up, LEI would show a lower number. If interest rates are moving down, it'd show a positive number. And it is a leading economic indicator, so nobody pays any attention to that because interest rates are frozen. Natural gas inventories. And this is going to be about where it's going to be all summer long, plus 100 BCF. And then KC Fed at -2. So the news focus, number one will be jobless claims. And because they both come out at the same time, I would say Philly Fed will carry more weight, but it could be lost in the existing home number, 2 to 3, right here. Question mark on the buy side at 9. If the number comes in at 285, it would be hard to buy 5s on the 10-year. Okay, Nancy put some comments up about what's going on in the medical field. I know 2 doctors that retired the passage of Obamacare within a year of it because of the change in their workplace, and they took teaching jobs at KU Med School, where they are isolated and defended and out of the marketplace by bureaucracies that are there, that are going to be there, that will be able to take on the government. They're large institutions to large institutions. They understand the game. There's been consolidation in the insurance industry. There are now 4 major carriers for the entire United States. The consolidation has been there. And why? Because it takes that kind of size to protect your marketplace and really to fend off the government too. The bigger you are, the more money that you can drop in a politician's pocket instantly, 6-figure money. The more access you have, the more likely you are to at least delay the government from nailing your rear end. So if you go back and look, we nationalized the steel industry in the 60s. We all know what happened to that. We've nationalized the automobile industry. We've nationalized student loans. We've nationalized passenger rail. And what happens is that the inefficiencies that force you to change as a private entity or lose your business aren't a part of the game at all when the government gets involved. Then it's negotiation, it's compromise solutions, bargaining clout, and it by definition, it really cannot do very well. Okay, I'm skipping the in-between resistance and support points because of the volatility in this 30-year. It is a big contract. We haven't had any trouble. The number 1 resistance level is usually held. If it's going to hold, then you just jump right up to number 2, and the same for support. So it's a big contract. It can move 2 to 3 points during a day. That's $2,000 to $3,000 for E-mini players. So it's a contract that's got a lot of potential, and if you haven't discovered the bond, especially the way the E-mini is trading now, every commodity or futures contract will go flat for a while. Just won't get the volatility you need to make it to trade it well, to make a living on it, and that's what we're facing in the E-mini right now. So I think that we have to watch several markets at once, and those are markets. So your choice. It could be beans, it could be gold, it could be crude, but I think the ES, the bond, and either gold or crude offer a lot of opportunity. And the reason I don't mention the ags is they're really 5 months out of the year are they in play, and it's tied to weather. And we all know that the weather's pretty damn unpredictable. Okay, we're at 0607. That would be our first support band, so 1012 is sell 1. Weren't able to take out yesterday's highs. 15 to 17 is sell 2. On the buy side, stops below where we went yesterday, that 03 area, so we'll make 1200, 1202. Buy 1. And then 95, 97, picking up that high volume number in the 97, 98 area for buy 2, and then we'll have to adjust it after the news. But I think just structurally in the way the market is moving right now, we got a chance to at least get stops below yesterday's lows. Bad economic news will rally gold. Good economic news will take it off a bit, but again, I don't think the bottom falls out of the market. Okay, the euro came back a lot overnight. Merkel came in and said that the Ukraine would not get what they wanted as far as economic ties and visas with the EU. Right now, Russia got what they wanted out of it, so that's another drag on the European Union's economy that has been minimized. And really, the EU is doing what Russia wants them to do right now. And why are they doing it? Because of the energy that they're forced to buy from Russia. It would be in the EU's best interest to develop their own sources of energy, but they, if you think the Greens are bad in the United States, they're much worse in Europe. Okay, 1175 is first sell, 112 is the second sell on the buy side. We've got a London low against the buck, the last rotate down, and end period was stopped at 111.10. We're at 42. We've got this bulge at 25, so 25 will be buy 1 on these. That's pretty aggressive. Then 111 even will be buy 2. And we'll adjust after the jobless claims number. Crude is up because of the improvement in Chinese manufacturing numbers, according to the financial press, but it's in a trading range. And the camp is split if the low is in or not in crude. If you go back and look at the historical bar charts and the rest of it, we had a low of $15, then 20, then 30, so a low of $40. Each one of these lows, because of long-term inflation, comes in higher. There's a chance that this $40 area is the low. And a lot will depend on how this thing, if we do get a test below 50, which I do think is coming. I think they've got to go back and retest the 45 to 50 area. If that holds up, then it begins to stabilize. You can be pretty comfortable the low is in. And this is the fourth oil crash that I've been through, and it usually takes 18 months to correct itself. So that would put December of 2015 to June of 2016, where we would expect the price of crude oil to begin to recover. Okay, we're at 63.60 plus or minus. If I were to get through that, it's going to be sell 1, then 60.50 is going to be sell 2. So 60 even, 60.50 should be pretty good resistance. Notice how this volume from yesterday held. So getting started, the 59 and a quarter, buy 1. And then buy 2 will be 58.50, 75. Okay, good news is bad news. Bad news is good news on the E-mini. That doesn't change. And right now, this morning, the jobless claims number would be supportive. Economically, that would be a good number. The jobless claims numbers have been trending lower. Hopefully, that's because more people are finding jobs. not because they've fallen out of the workforce and are no longer looking. So as we start the day today, we've got resistance at 25 to 30, perhaps 27 right up here. We see this ledge right in here, 27 to 32, yesterday's highs. And we've got support in the 10 to 15 area. So buy 1's going to be 15 plus or minus. Buy 2's going to be 21.10 plus or minus. On the sell side, getting highs above the overnight Globex high right here is par for the course. So 24.26 sell 1. And then our 30 plus or minus for sell 2. And we'll review the news again for those of you that have a memory like I've got. My memory is fabulous for numbers, but I'm better served now writing stuff down. It was funny, we were going to a restaurant for my friend's birthday last night, and I couldn't remember the name of the restaurant, which I was given, but I could remember the street address. So my numbers deal is pretty consistent. Okay, jobless claims 270. Chicago activity index. This is like the Atlanta numbers on the economy. It's a pretty good indicator of what we got, and it has been plus or minus a tenth, which means pretty lackluster name. Yeah, I get daily reinforcement on that, Fitz, so I definitely can remember that one. Philly Fed at 8. I remember her social security number though too, so the numbers are there. Guess that's why I was a math major for a while. Existing home sales 5.22 million. Focus jobless claims, Philly Fed existing home sales, LEI plus 0.3. And get natural gas inventories 100 BCF, and that 100 BCF plus or minus 10. We'll see that all summer long. And KC Fed at -2. And that's it. It'll take about 20 minutes to get everything up and running. I'm going to get busy on that.